Dear Don, yes, as surprising as it is, I have found myself liking a girl very much now. I can't really say why she's interested in me, though. You'd expect a girl like that to be into someone who goes to school, or at least does something a little more glamorous than trim trees for a living, but I can't complain too much. Beautiful, intelligent, charming, all around lovely girl likes me? I'll take it. We met when I was working on some property near her apartment building for a couple of days, and I saw her walking by one day and stopped her to ask her for the time. I knew what time it was, I just needed a reason to talk to her and maybe at some point ask if she'd like to get some food later. Stupid method, but not entirely ineffective, I guess. Those girls in Texas are probably still grateful. I sure am glad those two weirdos prevented me from furthering my education. One of them, and they're probably talking about you here, was cute, though. I can stave off on burning the school down now, though, because she's finally done with exams and on break for a month or so I'm content for now. Anyway, I don't think you'd be a bad father. I think you'd be very loving and supportive and attached to your kid. Kids are damn clueless, but I think they can pick up on genuine love better than adults can sometimes. I don't believe there's anything wrong with your desire to be alone sometimes. You've been through wave after wave of bad situations in your life all on your own. But you made it through all right and grew to let in love enough to marry Kelly. That's something. That's progress, and lots of it, too. I'm sure I don't need to tell you that it could have gone a million other ways, probably very painful and difficult ways, too. But it didn't, and that was because of what you chose, even with how hesitant and fearful and uncertain you might have been at times. You took chances, and they paid off for the better. I miss being able to rush over and pester you till you snapped out of your bubble. I hope my letters have somewhat of a similar effect. I love you, and I sincerely hope that you're not firing blanks. You don't have to have a kid now, of course, we've talked about that, but I do hope that everything's alright for if you ever do decide to have one down the line. I'll be the uncle, and I'll regale the kid with all the delightful stories I have about you. Maybe I'll mention some of the girls you let me have over at your place before you met Kelly, too. Although Kelly herself might bash us up good and proper if I do that. I'd love for you to meet Olivia, but I hope things go well in study with her before you do. Remember how sometimes things would fall apart with some girls right after I introduced them to you and they'd be upset with me and drag you into it? You don't even care. You'll just go off with Don and find someone else. I was always given more credit than I deserved in that regard. I don't know. She started telling me things about her life. Very personal things. We're at that point now. And she asks me to open up too, and she says it's okay if I don't want to, and that's very sweet of her and all, but that's all I ever hear at first before frustration sets in. And then I'm too withdrawn or too confusing, etc., etc. I'm taking this day by day simply because I can't imagine any sort of future with her. I like her a lot right now, and then an hour from now I might not like her at all. Maybe that's a warning from the universe or something. Maybe I'm just incredibly inept. We went on a walk in the woods behind my house a few days ago, and I saw her just drifting along on the glittering snow with some loose strands of hair flying in front of her face. And I was very glad to be there with her. I imagined her melting into the background and becoming this magical winter fairy of the woods. Maybe that's good, maybe that's bad, I don't know. I know it leaves me feeling very confused about what the hell I'm feeling, but I live in a perpetual state of confusion, so that's nothing new. I think you'd like her, though, and I'm certain that she'd like you, too. I hope the holidays went well for you. Merry Christmas, by the way. I wish we could have seen each other, but hopefully soon we will. Tell Kelly I said hello, and tell her that she'll find me under your tree next year. Oh, and a Happy New Year, too, since it'll be a new year by the time you get this. Sincerely, Happy.